When did you decide to say, okay, I'm not going to be a professional gamer. Let me pursue music full time? Do you remember that moment where you're like, this is probably going to work out better than my original goal?
That moment happened the day I made Romantic Homicide, I think. Because right after the Fortnite stuff was going on, I moved to TikTok and started doing the covers because I started out as the meme thing. And then I made Romantic Homicide, and it was so different than everything else I had made because it was actually sad. It was slow, it was sad, it was emotional, it had weight to it. Most of my other songs, like Take Me to the Sun and The Dirty Secrets before that, and You and I, they're all like these indie up-tempo records that you could just like do whatever to. And I played it for my mom. And whenever my mom hates something, I know it's cool. Like when I used to get up and get dressed for school in the morning, I put on this cool fit. She would like, take that off, put on a suit or something like that, you know? I knew it was cool if she hated it. I played it for her in the car, and she was like, David, this song is too violent. You're talking about killing people in your music? No, not my son. And I was like, wait, I might be onto something, bro. So I dropped it right after that. And it went crazy. TikTok, viral, 1 million views overnight. I was like, oh yeah, we cooking, boy. We cooking, boy. So right at that moment, I was like, my mom has done it again. Because if she said, oh, because I was already skeptical about the song when I made it. Like, I was like, okay, maybe it's just too dark, da-da-da-da-da. I don't know what I'm doing. I held on to it for a minute until I decided to play it for my mom, and she hated it, and that was my cue. That was the you go do it. So after that, it was just like, it was history, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is, were you sad at the time of making it?
I was. I mean, dude, homeschooling really takes a toll on a kid. Like,
isolation.
Yeah, and there's outlets like, I know I made a couple friends now that were homeschooled, but they had like these groups that they would go to like bi-weekly and just to socialize. But I didn't have that. Like there was no like extracurricular activities I was involved in it was just me at home playing Fortnite, getting schoolwork done, learning how to code and build computers for 4 years. 4 years.
Crazy.
So yeah, man, Romantic Homicide was just like, I wanted to feel what the other kids were feeling. Like everybody I knew, well, in middle school that I didn't talk to anymore, everybody had relationships. I didn't have a relationship. I wanted to do that. I wanted to be involved in this or have a heartbreak for myself. So I kind of just like made up these scenarios of myself getting heartbroken and being in love and stuff like that. And I would write songs about things that never happened. And that would just become my life.
And now it's all happening.
4 years, man. Yeah.
You were also raised in a very religious household.
Yeah. Super.
Does God play a role in your life today?
Bro, the faith-based thinking and just being grounded on the rock of God is just like, it helps me in so many aspects of staying level-headed and staying on the ground and staying realistic and not getting too big of a head. And my family is very, very supportive, and they're my support system, and they guide me through this whole thing. We have family Bible study every Saturday, you know,
Wow.
and I'm still trying to learn and grow more in the faith, and just keep myself super, I wouldn't say like normal, but keeping myself very sane. It helps me stay sane in this entire thing for sure. Yeah.
It is. What can you describe what is grounding about it? I mean,
Of course.
family has a lot to do with it. Also, it's what you've known for a long time, so it brings you back.
Of
but-
course. I mean, I tweeted the other day, stay prayed up. Like, prayer is the most important thing. When you have, like, God is my therapist. Well, songwriting is a way for me to express myself. That before I write a song, I have to pray about it. And then I have to pray and, like, or not write a song, but before I release a song, I have to pray about it. Is this the right thing? Da-da-da-da-da. But I'm also talking to him about the things I'm not writing about, and like the pain and hurt and all these emotions that I feel. And sometimes I get overwhelmed with this whole thing and before a tour and stuff like that. And how do I approach this the right way? How do I handle a situation properly? And how do I go about this and that? And I always talk to God before I do it. Am I doing this the right way? Am I doing this the right way? Da-da-da-da. And then I come back, like, okay, have that mental clarity. It's like, it's such a relieving process to be able to pray and talk to God and hear his voice and be able to understand situations and comprehend life in such a multidimensional way, because there's so many different people that I come in contact with so many different personalities, and you have to kind of accommodate that, you know? And I don't want to come off as mean or rude to anybody. I always try to keep a very peaceful aura and just, you know, approach everybody with peace and love. So,
Did you pray on those records that were supposed to be your debut album? And is that how you realized they weren't right?
yeah, it was that and a mixture of my team kind of telling me, like, you got to stay David. I mean, SZA told me that as well. And God will kind of send me messages through the people I'm around. When I was on tour with SZA, I was just backstage, and I had gifted her some sound bowls. She loves sound bowls. I gave her some sound bowls. She was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I asked her, like, how do you do this? I was in awe of her the entire tour. I was like, how did you get to this point? Like, you have this huge team with 10 tour buses and this huge production, and like there's dancers and guitarists doing backflips, and like, how did you get here? And she was like, you just gotta stay you, boy. You gotta stay you. And I was like, okay. But it didn't click until like 9 months later, after I went through making a pop album that sounded nothing like me, and this that sounding nothing like me. It was just that her voice in my head, and God sending her that message to tell me. It's like it all works together like that. It's so crazy.